Like a wedding procession.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody, here from the Formax headquarters in Dover, New Hampshire. I should also say maybe good morning to a lot of our dealers joining in from across the country. It's probably coffee time for some of you folks out in the central states, out in the West Coast. I am Peter Santon. I am the Mint Program Manager here at Formax. I have the esteemed honor of doing a webinar here today with one of the cagiest, saltiest dogs in the industry, Mr. Ryan McKenzie. Ryan, you can say hello, and that's about it.
Hello, Ryan.
We are very excited here to present to you folks making more of your MFPs with Formax mailing solutions. So with Ryan and I here, we're in front of some very popular equipment in the mailing space. We are live on YouTube. We are going to be recording this. It'll certainly live on our YouTube channel for you to watch after the fact. But we appreciate you guys taking about a half hour today to get maybe a little bit of a good education, maybe a refresher on some products that are really important in the mailing space. For a lot of you dealers out there, you recognize that A3, A4 market that you guys are in every single day, working with your existing clients, maybe trying to make new relationships. And a lot of you have even brought customers today. So for those of you joining us, we appreciate it for hopping in to the presentation. We'll have some time at the end for some Q&A, so please make note in the chat or send some questions over to us, and we'd be happy to answer them. So with that being said, as I try to MC this with Mr. McKenzie here, we're going to kick things off with one of the most traditional mailing kind of products that you're going to see maybe at home when you get your mail, or maybe at the office, and items like maybe news bulletins or calendars and so forth. Let's start with tabbers. What do you think?
Sure. Sounds great, Pete. A nice lob ball to get us started there. Good stuff. So historians maintain that tabbers have been around since the Middle Ages, much like Peter. Okay? Now, all jokes aside, tabbers haven't changed all that much in the past probably 20 plus years, okay? What we have here is the FD262. It's a double head tabber, meaning that it has a single head on the unit. Now, this is what's considered a crash tabber. And when I say crash tabber, what I mean by that is as the document is traveling towards the roll of labels or the roll of tabs, it's actually crashing against the leading edge on this. Now, as a single head tabber, you're only putting one tab on a document per pass. So if you've got to put multiple tabs on a piece of newsletter or a booklet like this, then you're going to have to run it multiple passes, okay? And in a case like this, you know, if you're doing a lower volume application, this is going to be a good fit for a couple of thousand pieces a month, you know, 5 or 10,000 finished pieces a month. You're going to put a 1-inch tab, like a paper tab on it here. But there's also dual head tabbers, which I'll get into in a few moments here, that will be able to allow you to put multiple tabs on per pass. Now, this unit's pretty straightforward. I mean, you've got tab placement adjustments and tension adjustment. But as far as like what you're going to do as an operator, you've got a feed button, a tab button, a resettable counter, and controllable speed on the other side. Now, when you're setting up the job on the back side of it, it does have a built-in feeder with it, okay? So you can make adjustments for your feed sections as well as for your thickness. So if I wanted to feed a couple of these documents, I'm just going to hit the feed button. Again, if I wanted to tab it, then I would hit the tab button at the same time, okay? And it is simple as that. And then you've got a tab document finished up. Now, where are you going to find these things? I mean, you're going to see them in car dealerships. You're going to see them in casinos. Pete's favorite place, casinos. Pete, tell us about the last time you went to a casino and then you got something in the mail, postcard. How long did that take?
Not very long. They did send me a tab piece saying thank you for all the money that I donated.
He did. He consistently loses every single time. Don't listen to him. He lies about it. So, I mean, you've got mail fulfillment centers, you've got colleges and universities, you've got not-for-profits love these things, okay, because they're always sending out those types of solicitations. Now, when you're talking about tab placement, you know, a document like this, you're going to have typically a tab here, a tab at the top, and then one on either end of it. Now, there's USPS regulations that will tell you exactly how to lay that out, but that's a general rule of thumb for a document like this. You're doing newsletters that are a little bit lighter, or calendars are a little bit bigger, you want to pay particular attention to that. Now, I mentioned dual head tabbers. We've got an FD282, which is our larger model than this. It has two heads on it. So you've got a single head, that's a crash tab, and then you've got another head. Say you're taking this document, well, I might not feed it on the long edge. I might feed it on the short edge and then allow the crash head to do the leading edge, and then I could put tabs along the side. So I could actually do this application in a single pass. If I was putting 3 tabs on it, using the FD282. And these are the type of documents that you're already going to be able to print on your MFP, okay? You don't need anything special. If you got a light production device, you can create something like this. If you're doing newsletters, if you're doing postcards, you're already able to create that. And this is going to help you optimize the use of your MFP by integrating a tabber into what you're already doing. Now, that double head tabber, one of the cool things you can do about that one is it'll allow you to put labels or stamps on a flat surface, so it doesn't actually have to always be on an edge of a document. And that's one of the primary questions that we get a lot of the time when we're talking about tabbers is, hey, can I put stamps or can I affix stamps to my outbound mail pieces? You can't do it on the 262. You can do it on the 282, okay? And most of the time, when we're selling those, we're going to be selling it with one of the feeders, one of the optional, either the synchronized feeder or a heavy duty feeder. So talk to your account executive. They'll give you some advice on what to look for depending upon your applications. So, when we're looking at this, pretty simple unit. What you see is what you get. For a price point that's under $10,000, it's a real nice value as far as that goes. Pete, we've talked a little bit about verticals offline here. I've seen these go into car dealerships and not-for-profits. Is there anybody else that you think that this would be a good fit for?
Sure, right. On my side, I'd probably think about hospitality, right? It's property management companies trying to get a lot of information out to people in a traditional mail sense. You are going to open that. I'm part of a family reunion. I get those in a tabbed kind of application when my family sends out updates about people's lives all around the country and our family. So hospitality is probably the most that I've seen in my career here, which has been a long one, but that's probably a good one for starters.
Cool. All right, good stuff. So hospitality, and what Pete means by hospitality is actually the casinos he gets into.
Yeah, same thing.
Tongue in cheek, of course. So simple, straightforward, has its place. It's a good money maker. You can already print all the documents you can ever want to run on this on your traditional MFP or your light production device. Now, Pete, if I wasn't doing something like this, if I'm not doing calendars, if I'm not doing booklets and newsletters, and I just want to send out a one-page statement, have we got a solution for that?
We sure do. You've got some good QVC vibes. I feel like I want to buy some Flex Seal or the ShamWow from you. You're doing pretty good. It's gonna be hard to follow. I can tell you that much.
Maybe a shake weight. One of those shake weighties.
So to your point about being able to be workable with an MFP solution is Pressure Seal. Now that's near and dear to my heart. When I started at Formax in 2001, I think we have some coworkers that weren't even born at that point, or maybe in diapers. But Pressure Seal, it's our flagship product line. It's our tried and true product we make right here in the United States, about 1,000 feet down the street at our other facility down the road, is Pressure Seal. You folks probably see these all the time, either in the form of maybe a tax document, maybe your employer pays you this way. You may get it from a county agency or the state when you have to renew your driver's license. It's anything that's going to be put on one sheet of paper. So back to Ryan's side, where it might be a bulletin or a calendar or a newsletter, where it's multiple documents, here you are fixed to one sheet. It can be even on an 8.5 by 14. But in my experience of 20 years, and Ryan's been here about 10 years, it's mostly payroll solutions. Schools are a great example for all you folks out there going to see one of your school district customers today. Talk about sending out grade reports, obviously faculty payroll and tax forms, but it's anything that could be on one piece of paper. Ryan mentioned car dealerships. What do you do when you get this at home? You are going to open it because it has the appearance of money, and it may be an advertisement from your local car dealership looking for you to come down and get a rebate for a new purchase on a vehicle. So super efficient, it's fast, it's a lot more economical for customers that want to do fast payroll processing or tax documents. It really is just as simple as a folding machine with some patented technology that will seal this form closed. So there's no active glue on the form, so it is safe through that MFP that you're providing your customer. It's an easy application. It's top loading here, so as you put that in, it's a spring tension, so you can put a stack of 100 checks, for example, on this system. I'll fire it up real quick just so you can see how quick it goes. So there's 4 quick checks, 4 or 5 documents going through that are folded and sealed, and then you have to tear off the edges. Again, big, right down the street. We have a full line of these. This is one of our most popular units for kind of a low to mid-volume office environment. but certainly if you have those big agencies, insurance or healthcare that are running a lot of volume, we have large production machines and the same kind of pressure seal technology that you can offer to your customers. For any of you end users out there watching this, it may be a great solution for you to switch to as opposed to using a traditional other applications, whether it's folding and stuffing by hand. It might be as simple as printing out on pressure seal paper. Reach out to your account executive as well, because we will have some recommendations for you on where to get the forms and which machine makes the most sense for some of your prospects. We are the dominant name in the pressure seal market in this country. So if you get these at home or you get them from your employer or you see them at a customer's office, chances are it's going to be one of the Formax solutions that are at that office. So please keep those in mind. Now, if there's a case where it's more than one document and your customer wants to put it into an envelope, Ryan, what's a good solution? Good tee up on a cue card for you. What's a good solution if someone has, let's say, 2-3 sheets of paper? They want to put a reply envelope into that. What's a good solution that you'd recommend?
Great. I thought you'd never ask, Pete. So we've got another product here, which is super popular. It's called our FD6210 series folder inserter. This particular model is going to be the Advanced 2 model, and I can tell that because it's got 2 standard feed trays on the tower, plus a business reply envelope underneath it. So what does it do? It folds, inserts, and seals your outbound mail pieces. Now, the most important consideration you've got to take into mind when you're looking at a folder inserter is going to be how many finished mail pieces are you doing every month? How many thousand is that? Now, in the case of this model, you're going to be able to handle up to 15,000 finished mail pieces per month. But, you know, there's plenty of instances where somebody's doing less, somebody's doing more. But the whole point of it is to get your return on investment, save you some time. You know, when you're thinking about something like this, are you outsourcing your mail? Or do you want to bring it in-house and have control? Okay. Are you paying somebody to stand there and hand stuff your mail? Okay. How much is that costing your business, or how much is that costing your customer's business in lost productivity? So when you're looking at something like this, it's all about return on investment and time saved. Okay. Now, what you see is what you get here. Anything that you can print on your MFP, you can run on here. Okay. 8.5x11, 8.5x14, no problem all day long, whether they're barcoded or just simple, demand feed functions on this. The unit is very easy to use. You get your feed trays on this side. It accumulates them through the collator, the thing that looks like the duck bill underneath there, folds them into the fold pocket, shoots them into the envelope, and then your vertical stacker is on the left-hand side here. So in each and every one of these, especially on the 6210, 6308, 6406, and 6608, we all include those vertical stackers, okay? Now, let's say, for example, somebody's doing one page into a number 10, easy peasy, no problem. If we've got multiple pages like Pete mentioned, well, we can pull up to 3 pages from a single feed tray, or a total of 5 between all 3 trays on this model. Now, if we have an example or have a job that has, let's say it's got 4 pages and those are pre-collated, well, it seems like there's a limitation on this, doesn't it? When in fact, you can get what's called a performance package on the 6210. That's going to allow you to pull up to 5 pages from a single feed tray, fold and insert into a number 10 envelope, or up to 8 pages from a single feed tray, folded and inserted into a 6x9.5-inch envelope. Now, speaking of envelopes, we typically recommend that you're going to use what's called a diagonal seam style envelope. That's what's going to work best, and there's a good reason for that. When we open up the top here, and that's just on hydraulic arms, and we've got a magnetic front cover, you've got a series of fingers that are adjustable on the inside here. And when we're looking on the inside, we want to remember that blue is for you. Okay, from an operator standpoint, the blue items, you're going to touch those. Everything else, leave it alone. Okay? So you can adjust your finger position. Your fingers are what open up the envelope. Okay? Those can move forward and aft, left and right. Okay? So you can make adjustments there to accommodate for the style of envelope you're using. Or if you want to get access to the envelope track, or if you want to cycle something along the envelope track, you can do that. Now, one of the first questions that a lot of folks like to ask us when we're talking about folder inserters is, hey, does it seal the envelope? And absolutely yes, it can. We've got an envelope sealing solution reservoir here with a couple of wetting brushes right up here. So we fill that up. We can toggle the sealing on and off, just a matter of a click of a button on programming your job, okay? Now, if I'm going to close this up, again, magnetic, and we're going to hear a clunk when we put this down. Okay? Easy peasy. Now, these units are super easy to work with. Anybody can walk up to them, program a job in, It prompts you for the size of the envelope, the number of documents that you're going to be putting in the envelope, the type of fold, whether you're using intelligence or not. All of these variables are things that are easy to walk up to and do on this. We've been selling these for a long time. Hopefully we'll continue to do so for a long time because they're a big part of our day-to-day regimen. They pair very well with the other items that we're showing here today. Now, let's say, for example, that your needs don't fit into a 6210 series insert, or maybe you're doing 30,000 or 40,000 pieces a month. We do have other solutions in the lineup that are higher up. And of course, we're going to start at that. What's your average monthly volume? How many finished mail pieces are you sending out the door? That's going to be our primary qualifier. That's the first thing we're going to start with to make sure that we're slotting you into that specific series of engines, okay? And, there's other engines that will be complementary to this. If you, let's say, for example, you've got envelopes that you want printed, but you don't want to run them on your MFP because maybe the bypass tray on this doesn't work all that well. We've got 6 different envelope printing options available for you, all of which we'd be happy to chat with you about. These units are solidly built. They last a long time. And, when you're looking at adding something like that to a lease, you can maximize your monthly payment opportunity with any of these devices, adding them into your existing copier lease, okay? So as a dealer, you're in control of that. As a customer, talk to your dealer about adding something in like these products into an existing lease or into a new lease when you're taking one out.
Hey, Brian, what's a couple good examples of the last couple inserter sales you've done? What's been some of those vertical markets?
Yeah, absolutely. We got a ton of financial companies that take these on because obviously everybody's sending out statements. Sometimes they're choosing a pressure sealer, but if they got multiple page statements, this is going to be the right solution for them. What you can do with these actually is you can integrate barcoding onto your documents so the unit will differentiate between each customer's data set. So if one customer's got 3 pages, the next customer's got 4, and then the next customer's got 2, well, it will recognize the difference between those document sets, fold and insert them into the envelope accordingly. So financial institutions, healthcare, doing, descriptions of service, pharmaceutical companies. We've sold them to, some of the New York State BOCES in the past where they've had them for sending out statements for parents and for their own internal use to their teachers within their districts. The list could go on. I've even seen them sold to pizza shops before because they want to do solicitations within a certain area code, certain zip code for drawing in more customers to their pizza shop. The list goes on. You could literally sell these to just about anybody. But again, it depends on needs and wants and whether they can justify a return on investment for a product like this. But I'll tell you folks, it is really easy to build something like this into your regular weekly or monthly regimen because anybody and their dog can walk up to these and use them. Now, Pete, once I've got a finished mail piece here, and let's say I don't want to seal it, I don't have any postage on it, what do we do after that?
Nice way to cue that up over there, Mr. QVC. I appreciate you sending that over here. That's your new nickname, by the way. What's the best way to finish this? Is it go into the mailing sector of postage, right? That's why my ridiculous nickname around here and beyond is Peter Postage Meter. So, Ryan, you can laugh at that if you like. Thank you. The Mint program. We have many of my Mint dealers that are in this webinar here today. If you are interested in learning more about Mint, please reach out to your account executive and they'll get me in contact with you. Postage. It's one of the most ancillary and complementary products that go around that MFP system, okay, folks? So when you look at going into those accounts and they are licking stamps by hand and putting them onto envelopes one by one, or they're using a dinosaur mail system, Mint is a full encapsulated line of mailing machines from hand feed all the way up to some production level machines. And it's that simple. It's printing postage on an envelope. Okay. As I get up close here on the camera, you're printing, it's called metered mail. So for everyone out there that thinks it's really, really complicated, it's really not. It's really just about printing at a discount. The USPS is saying to your customer, I'm going to give you some money off if you use a metered mail system as opposed to licking good old stamps and putting them onto an envelope. Okay. So this is our most common machine that you see right here. It's called the Mint 210. It's going to be in an office environment for the most part, and it's automatic feeding. So it takes a stack of envelopes, and then it'll print that postage in the upper right-hand corner, and they can even print some text right next to it. Okay. So as easy as it is to run it, It's pulling envelopes from the bottom of the stack, so as an operator is using it, they can, if they have more mail, they just keep putting it on top of the stack and it'll run it. These machines are super intuitive too. It pulls data out of them. So if you have a customer like a law firm and they have 5 paralegals, they have 5 attorneys and all sorts of staff that might use this on a regular basis, they can create accounts in here, PIN codes to make sure only certain people can use the machine, and then pull the data out of it. If they have a certain customer or a client that they want to bill back, they can pull that information right out of the mail machine in order to get that paid off with their client using specific data into the machine. It has a weigh scale that's typically chosen. So on here, it's a 5-pound scale, but in some cases, people might need something a little bit bigger. It might be a 10-pound, 30, or even a 70-pound scale, because this can certainly do more than just envelopes, folks. It can do postcards. It can do bubble pack envelopes, 9x12s, 10x13s, and even send stuff via USPS priority. So that might mean a shoebox that needs to go out. They can also use a mail machine for that type of stuff. So when I think of printing to posting or print to postage, you really have a full cycle of equipment that you can offer your customers. In the mail machine, we've been doing it about 5 years now, and we have 35 dealers around the country right now. So if you are interested in the Mint program, please don't hesitate to reach out to your account executive to know how easy it is to add this as a complement to your already existing core products. It's a great complement to it, and it really kind of goes into all the sectors. I could spend 2 hours just on this, since that's all I do is postage equipment. But I think it might be a good time now, Ryan. You want to hop in the middle and we'll take some questions. We have Doug McCallum, our trusty ones and twos camera guy, on here helping us make sure that we don't screw this up too bad. Doug, you're also going to be our narrator on the questions. Have you had anything come up so far from anybody in the chat?
Yes, indeed. First of all, Andrew Schmidt said, "Hi, Peter and Ryan," so that's one thing.
Nice.
But as far as questions go, Brett Ellis, is there any advantage to Formax pressure sealers versus the Paytech models?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I haven't fielded that one in a long time. One of the things that we pride ourselves on is we're the most, well known in the pressure seal realm around the U.S. We've been doing it for a long time. We represent about 80% of the market share. We're building them right down the street, so you're getting USA-made products. So I'd say the primary thing is, you're buying from a wholly owned U.S.-based company that's family-owned, second generation, and we're building these right in our own backyard here.
Yeah, engineered right here. I mean, I've been here for about 20 years, and Formax has been tried and true in the pressure seal market. So it's a very fair question. In the small amount of competitors that are out there, overseas products, not manufacturing companies, I guess is probably what I would say. When I say engineering, we are making these products, bending that metal and so forth. So that's a good one for sure.
Yeah, and I would think that, as far as performance of the unit, like we're constantly going through evolutionary cycles on it. Like we revamped the whole product line there over the past 3 or 4 years. They all got updated feed systems and LCD screens on all the units. Really, the LCD screens was the primary one to make it a more modern look, and then give it a bit of a facelift. So, and that was right across the whole product lineup as far as the tabletop units go. So it's a product line that's been around for a long time, but we're constantly trying to make incremental adjustments, make it just a little bit better each time we go through it. So
yeah, good question, Brett. Anything else, Doug?
Yes. I actually had a couple people texting me here, so that's useful. How would reps find these opportunities? For a new rep, what would encourage them to find new mailing customers?
Sure. I take that in a couple different ways. We got a couple salty dogs here, so we both have probably very similar answers. Use and abuse your account executive. That's my first thing, right, Ryan? I mean, we've had 10 years here. We've got tenure here with a bunch of different reps. If you're new into the mailing space or at your dealership, contact your account executive and set up some time to do a one-on-one 30-minute introduction into the mailing space. We have 100 SKUs. He knows 150,000 of them. The fact is that there's so many different products. We don't want you to be an expert on every spec, speed, and feature, but to get an introduction, that's probably my first thing out of the gate. If any of you out there if you're brand new to the industry, you're owner management and you have new reps starting today or next week or next month, contact the account executive that works with you here. They'll gladly get on camera with you for even the first 30 minutes so their brain doesn't explode. Yeah. Go over the different categories just to know enough to be dangerous. Is that probably the fairest way to put it?
Yeah. I think a good example that I use sometimes is, when you first walk into a business, you're not really sure what the opportunities are. I like to personally, I take a peek behind the administrative desk and say, okay, are they hand stuffing envelopes? If I'm looking for mailing opportunities, that's the first place I'm going to start. We've got reception out here. If I take a peek behind the desk and I see a big old pile of envelopes, I know that, hey, maybe there's an opportunity for us to get in there with even an entry-level folder inserter, or talking about metered mail, or, hey, what are you sending out? Oh, I'm just putting one piece into an envelope. Well, maybe there's an opportunity on a pressure sealer. Who knows? You could go a variety of different ways, but just keep your eyes open. And if you don't know what something is, snap a picture of it. Send it to your account executive. We'll help be your guide. Okay?
Yeah, good one.
Yeah.
What else you got, Doug?
What is the most common vertical market that you see for both an inserter and a mail machine? Where you see both in the same office?
Yeah. I mean, probably the larger organizations like the pharmaceutical companies and the healthcare. I mean, they're really big in those because they've always got to send out EOBs and notifications and like account access PIN codes and stuff like that. There's a ton of mail that goes through that, and I would say financial institutions.
Yeah, we could go on with a crazy list. What jumps out to me is municipalities is really big, right? They're always going to be sending mail, and when I've been in the field with my mint dealers, the machines are right in the same room. They're typically right next to that MFP, and you'll see maybe a paper shredder, maybe you'll see a folder inserter, and then you'll see a mail machine. But municipalities are a really, really good one because they're always moving mail. Same with law firms. I mentioned those guys earlier. Documentation in the legal department is never going to end. It's always going to be court documents, legal representation stuff going out, solicitations and whatnot. So those are some really good ones in terms of where we see two machines almost in the same room.
Yeah, those not-for-profits as well. For a long time, my wife worked with a land trust, and they were constantly sending out mail. They're actually sending out tabbed mail as well as enveloped mail. And so they have a need for the meter as well as a folder inserter and a tabber because, one of those, those not-for-profits, they send out like the half-folded postcards and smaller booklets. So like tab those, store your address on it, and it's in the mail, so something like that, we would, semi-annually, quarterly get documents that were similar to this that would be tabbed. And then almost every month we would get some kind of an enveloped piece that they would send out to us. And that's, one part because we would attend their events, but I mean, that's just one example of a not-for-profit that is local to us here that's doing exactly what we're talking about today. They're using multiple pieces of equipment, all built into a single lease, and, using for marketing, using it for contributions from solicitations to their, let's call them alumni or clients, to try to elicit contributions, So.
Good one. Yeah, that's a couple top-notch questions. You got any more?
I have two more questions. So the first one is, what is the benefit of taking one of these machines and having an offline solution rather than just putting everything in line with your MFP?
Well, it's going to a less complicated process, shall we say, because trying to put something in line with this, yourself, if you've ever worked with an inline system, the more pieces that are added up, the more complicated the timing becomes and integrating everything together to make sure that everything is just so. This way you're able to be, okay, I'm going to print my media on this. I can then walk over to my other piece of equipment and then be able to do what I need to do. Instead of trying to set them up in line, we really don't get into the inline systems with all of our product lines here. I mean, aside from we have one inline pressure sealer, Pete, can you think of any other inline systems that we really get into here? I can't. That's pretty much it. Yeah. So we've got one inline pressure sealer, which, we used to do quite a bit of, we sell quite a few of them. We probably don't sell as many of them anymore, as we used to, because we do move people towards, more of the offline systems, and that's typically the desire. So all of these, they do operate independently. So you're not going to put your folder inserter in line with your MFP or your tabber in line with your MFP or anything like that. So we've just kind of stayed away from it.
Kind of looks like it in here because we got them all. We wanted to make sure we got them all on camera.
Yeah.
It looks like everything's kind of in line, but they're not.
Yeah.
I get asked a lot on folder inserters with postage equipment. To be honest, it's just not that often anymore. Two separate units. You're taking a stack of finished mail and just moving it right over into the postage system. It's a couple split seconds that you're taking from one machine to the next. It's just easier to operate that way.
Would you say that the cost would outweigh the benefits, Pete, as far as that goes? No,
the cost. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
No, without a doubt.
Yeah, to set up an inline system is going to be more, quite a bit more expensive.
Yeah.
and
table space.
It doesn't really justify the extra cost by going that route.
It slows everything down too.
Yeah.
Hey, we're on camera. You can't talk.
Sorry.
Oh wait, yeah, you have to talk. What else you got? Any others?
Yes. Well, there's a quick one in here, E. Jones. Who can I speak with about replacing your MFP with a nice Canon machine? I think that's for offline.
He's upstairs.
Yeah.
Wow.
What machines are we going to have at Print United next month?
Oh, great question.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'll take this one, Pete. So we are gonna have a 282. We're gonna have a 6308. So a little bit bigger than this. Pete will be there with his 210. We'll have a 2056, a couple of Color Max 9s, a few cutters actually, which are offline. I think we're doing a 28A and a 29A perhaps, a couple of cutters. We'll have a laminator, folders, shredders, pretty good. Oh yes, Doug's favorite, DDC 50, the Country DDC 50, digital die cutter. We'll actually have 2 of those as well, which is really exciting. So, lots of great opportunities to, come on by the booth and take a look at the different options that we've got available. We're keeping it a little bit more traditional. It's probably one of the first times we've showed a 282 double head tabber at a show, I would say. I can't remember one in recent memory that we've done that. So a little bit traditional. Yeah, I would say that should go a long way, because you'd be surprised how many people use those things. So, but yeah. You'd
also be surprised how many of your customers go to this show. You guys may be on this camera from Sacramento, California, or Seattle. This show is in Orlando, Florida this year, but your customers do go to this event. It's our biggest show of the year. Again, in the booth space, we're going to be pumping in about 15, 20 machines are going to be in that area. So please make sure, if you talk to some of your print production customers, make sure you ask them if they're going down to the show, because we can help you. If you have somebody coming by, we can certainly set up an appointment with them and show them any of the products to help you land that next sale. Always a good thing to talk about is the trade show. So if you're down in the Southeast and you're going to the show, please reach out to your account executive and make some time to come by, because we are going to be stacked in there with a bunch of great equipment for you guys to offer to your customers. So the only other couple things, how are we doing on time, Doug?
32 minutes.
Nice. That's pretty good. The 2 things I wanted to remember to talk about with you guys as we're kind of jumping around the machines is the common things I say in the Mint space is QBRs, and that stands for quarterly business reviews. You guys may call it something different at your office, but it really comes down to making sure you're stopping over and putting some face time with those customers, not just dropping an email, maybe leaving a voicemail is good, but going to your customer's account and actually visiting to talk about anything but the core product. Of course, that's going to be your main focus, but if you stop by that school or that municipality and say, look, I just wanted to know what you guys do with your paper after you print it. Follow your mail is the other one, right? That's a pretty good common term we use a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you couldn't said it better, Pete. There's a lot of opportunity in there to just look around the room. You go into a new space that you're doing a QBR. I mean, just look around the room, see what else is there. There's opportunities abounds, and you can be Johnny on the spot with good timing on saying, hey, let's talk about your insert. Let's talk about how you do your marketing, and maybe drum up some new opportunities.
Yeah, we really appreciate everyone's time today. Doug, if there's no other questions, we are good. Again, reach out to your account executives. You'll be seeing some more marketing emails from us about the show. We've also got another webinar certainly coming up in the near future, so stay tuned for the next one. We appreciate everyone taking some time today. Have a great day.
Thanks, guys.